There are moments when the world seems to stop. A voice we'll never hear again, a touch we'll never feel. Grief is like a starless night void that swallows everything. But what if, in that void, we found something more? A mirror. A mirror that reflects not just pain, but what it means to be human. We've all felt this pain, in one way or another. The loss of a friend, a family member, a love. It's universal, yet deeply personal. Grief isn't just loss, it's an ancient question, whispered through time. Why do we love, knowing loss is inevitable? As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, perhaps all the terrible things are, at their core, helpless things waiting for our love. Grief hurts, but it also invites us to look inward, to understand who we are, what we value, what we carry. It's more than a process in the brain. It's a mirror of our existence. Think of someone you've lost. What did that loss teach you? In this video, we'll explore grief not just as a neuroscientific mechanism, but as a window into deeper questions. Neuroscience shows us how our body responds to loss, but philosophy asks, what does this pain reveal about life? What does it teach us about love, mortality, and the meaning of being here? Grief is more than pain, it's an invitation to reflect, to grow, to find meaning. As we go, ask yourself, what has grief taught you about who you are? And if you feel ready, share your story in the comments. Let's discover together what this mirror has to show us. When we lose someone, something inside us seems to break. Neuroscience offers a map to understand this void. In the moment of loss, our brain becomes a silent earthquake. On one side, neurons register the harsh reality. The person is gone. The funeral happened. The silence is real. On the other, a deeper force resists attachment, that almost instinctual certainty that the one we love will always be there. This clash, known as attachment theory, is the heart of grief. One part of the brain, grounded in reality, knows the person won't return. But another, tied to love, keeps searching for theme in memories, in dreams, in the emptiness of a quiet house. This conflict isn't just mental, it pulses through the body. Structures like the nucleus accumbens, which floods us with joy when we're with those we love, become disoriented, like a compass without a north. The love hormone, oxytocin, drops, while cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes, racing the heart, stealing appetite, robbing sleep. Grief doesn't stay in the mind. It spreads a weight in the chest, a restlessness in the hands, a lump in the throat. Science tells us this is the brain trying to adapt, rewiring circuits for a world without that person. But there's more here. As the philosopher Spinoza reminds us, we are shaped by affects, love, pain, hope that define who we are. Grief, then, isn't just biology. It asks, what does it mean to feel so deeply for someone? Does love leave us so fragile? Neuroscience explains the how the brain reacts, how the body aches, but the why demands we look further. Why do we feel this pain so profoundly? Why does grief feel like it tears a piece of our soul? These questions lead us to a broader landscape philosophy, where grief becomes not just loss, but a mirror of our existence. It's an invitation to understand what makes us human, what connects us, what keeps us moving forward. Before we dive into philosophy's answers, pause for a moment. Have you felt your body react to loss? A hollow in your stomach, a memory that tightens your heart? In the comments, share how grief has shown up for you. Let's continue this journey, uncovering what science and human wisdom have to teach us. Neuroscience showed us the how of grief, the conflict in the brain, the weight in the body, but the why takes us deeper, to a place where science meets wisdom. Why does loss hurt so much? Why does grief feel like it rips away a piece of our soul? These questions don't have simple answers. They call us to philosophito, the space where grief becomes a mirror of our existence. For the philosopher Martin Heidegger, death isn't just an end, it's what gives life urgency. He called this being toward death. Grief puts us face to face with our mortality, with the fact that we and everyone we love are temporary. It's an uncomfortable truth, but a powerful one. When we mourn someone, we also mourn ourselves, our own finitude. But Heidegger challenges us. What if this awareness made us more authentic? What if grief asked, how do you want to live, knowing time is finite? Buddhism offers another lens. Everything is impermanent: life, love, pain. Grief teaches this with brutal clarity. When we lose someone, we feel the weight of impermanence, but also its beauty. Like a river that never stops, life flows, and we flow with it. Accepting impermanence isn't giving up, it's finding peace in the current. As the monk Thich Nhat Hanh said, because of impermanence, everything is possible. Grief, then, can be a reminder. Cherish the now, because it's all we have. Friedrich Nietzsche saw pain differently. For him, grief isn't something to avoid, but to embrace. The pain of loss is proof we loved deeply, that we lived fully. Nietzsche challenges us to say yes to life with all its joys and tragedies. Grief, then, isn't just suffering. It's an affirmation of the love that binds. When we cry, we honor what was. When we carry on, we honor what can be. The philosopher Epicurus offers comfort. Death is nothing to us, for when we are, death is not. For Epicurus, grief hurts because we love, but death itself is merely absence. This frees us to focus on the present, on the moments we can still create, the people we can still hold. Grief, then, isn't just about the past. It's an invitation to live fully now, knowing each moment is precious. Science tells us the brain adapts to loss, learning to live with the void. But philosophy shows us grief is more. It's a journey of rediscovery. It forces us to face mortality, but also opens us to the infinite within love, courage, the meaning we create. Before we move on, ask yourself, what has the pain of grief taught you about life? Share in the comments. Let's keep exploring how grief transforms us. Grief is a deep wound, but also a seed. Science and philosophy have brought us this far, showing how loss confronts us with mortality and impermanence. But grief isn't just pain, it's transformation. Like a river finding a new path after a storm, it teaches us to live with the void, to grow through absence. Neuroscience tells us the brain is resilient. Over time, the limbic system, which triggers emotional alarms during loss, begins to settle. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thought, regains control, helping us find balance. It's as if the brain learns to dance with the void, rewiring its circuits for a world without that person. This process doesn't erase pain, it transforms it. The longing remains, but it starts to carry a gentle warmth, a bittersweet memory that ties us to the love we lived. Philosophy takes us further. For Jean-Paul Sartre, we are free even in pain. Grief hurts, but it also gives us the freedom to choose what to do with that pain. We can let it paralyze us, or we can reframe it, turning it into a tribute to the love we lost. Every tear, every memory is proof that person still lives in us. Grief isn't the end of love, it's a new way to carry it, like a flame that warms without burning. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, offer another path. They believed we must accept what we can't control, and death is the ultimate example. Accepting grief doesn't mean forgetting or stopping the hurt. It's an act of courage, saying yes to life, scars and all. It's recognizing that pain is part of what makes us human, but it doesn't have to define us. Over time, grief becomes less a burden and more a quiet companion, a reminder that guides us. Grief changes us, but it also shapes us. It teaches us that love, even in absence, is eternal. Before we go on, try this. Write a letter to someone you've lost, sharing what you've learned from this experience. And in the comments, share how grief has transformed you. Let's keep exploring how grief connects us to the beauty of life. Grief hurts because love is powerful. Every tear, every void is proof we loved deeply, that we connected truly. The journey of grief with its pain, reflections, and transformations leads us to an unexpected place, the beauty of life. Not because the pain vanishes, but because it teaches us what truly matters. Accepting grief is an act of courage. It doesn't mean forgetting those we lost or erasing the longing. It's saying yes to the love we still carry, to the memories that shape us, to the life that goes on. Neuroscience showed us the brain adapts, turning pain into something we can bear. Philosophy taught us we're free to find meaning, to embrace impermanence. Together, they remind us grief isn't the end, it's a mirror reflecting our capacity to love, to grow, to create. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, because of impermanence, everything is possible. Grief reminds us we're fragile, that everything passes, but it's that fragility that makes life beautiful. Every moment with those we love, every laugh, every hug, is precious because it doesn't last forever. Grief teaches us to live with eyes wide open, to cherish the now, to find joy even knowing pain may return. Grief is a mirror of our humanity. It wounds us, but it also shows us how much we can love, how much we can be. So, how will you live now? What has grief taught you about life, about love, about yourself? Share your story in the comments. And above all, live with courage, with presence, with an open heart.